You've been waiting for a year that finally makes sense. A year where the effort you've been pouring into yourself actually shows returns. Libra 2026 isn't slow, subtle, or gentle with you. It's a clean reroute, a shift in pace, a year where the universe stops whispering and starts pushing openings directly into your hands. And if you felt like life has been building pressure behind the scenes, that pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. You're about to understand why nothing worked the old way and why everything is about to accelerate now. And as always, I'm Aira, here with you to give clear, grounded, and reading your timeline straight from the energy you've been stepping into. These 8 cards are mapping all 12 months for you, so take what resonates and let it guide your steps through the year ahead. The first card appearing for you is the Ace of Wands, covering January and February, marking the ignition point of your entire year. These 2 months bring your courage online. You begin 2026 with clarity, direction, and an instinctive pull towards something new. There is a sense of, I'm done waiting, and you find yourself stepping into actions you've been delaying for too long. Even if you don't share it openly, inside you'll feel a sudden acceleration. Your mind finally matches your soul's pace. The Ace of Wands tells me these months are all about inspiration turning into movement, and whatever seeds you plant here will follow you throughout the year. Another layer shows your personal energy rising. You stop tolerating the things that drain you, and you start shifting your environment. People who once felt heavy fall away without conflict. You no longer explain yourself, convince anyone, or ask for permission. January and February become months where you take yourself seriously, and once that shift happens internally, everything externally begins rearranging for you. There may also be an unexpected opportunity in these months, a chance to relocate, start a project, or collaborate with someone influential. And you'll feel the instinct to say yes, even before logic catches up. The third layer shows emotional independence strengthening. You care less about opinions and more about alignment. You stop compromising your desires for the comfort of others. People will notice you becoming more direct, more decisive, and more self-assured. This is not ego, it's clarity. If you've been dimming yourself around certain environments, January, February break that pattern completely. And lastly, the Ace of Wands reveals this truth. You begin 2026 with momentum, not confusion. You're no longer recreating old cycles. These months carry a rush of new energy, and this ignition becomes the foundation for the rest of the year. The second card is the Six of Pentacles, covering March and April, and this is where your relationships, money patterns, and boundaries shift in visible ways. You start realizing where you overgave in the past, where you carried more weight than you should have, where you stayed available to people who weren't showing up for you. March brings awareness, and April brings correction. You start balancing the equation. You receive more, you rest more, you say no more intelligently. Life begins to feel more sustainable instead of draining. A deeper layer shows unexpected support arriving. You may get help, guidance, or opportunities from people who see your value clearly. March and April bring generosity toward you, financially, emotionally, or professionally. Something you tried to do alone gets easier because someone steps forward. This is not charity. This is reciprocity finally flowing back to you after years of imbalance. Another layer highlights financial stabilization. You may find a new source of income, a project that starts paying off, or a financial decision that finally clicks. You become more conscious of where your energy goes, and by April, you've already cut out one major source of depletion, whether a habit, a person, or an environment. And the final layer of the Six of Pentacles shows harmony returning to your life in small but powerful ways. These months prepare you for the bigger shifts waiting later in the year by clearing old obligations and tying up loose emotional threads. The third card coming through is the Fool, guiding May and June, and this is where your life takes a noticeable turn. Something fresh begins, a new chapter, a new environment, or a new commitment. May has this feeling of stepping out of the old version of yourself, and by June, you've crossed into a new timeline. The Fool brings a clean slate, and these months illuminate what held you back before. You begin trusting your instincts more, and that trust leads you into opportunities that didn't exist in your old mindset. The deeper layer shows liberation, not from people, but from your own limitations. You release a fear or insecurity that has quietly shaped your decisions for years. May makes you aware of it. June frees you from it. You'll feel unusually bold, willing to take risks that align with your deeper truth, even if you don't know the outcome. Another layer shows emotional lightness entering your life. You may travel, begin a new routine, connect with new people, or explore a direction you once dismissed. These months bring adventure energy, not reckless, but freeing. Your inner child wakes up, reminding you that life can feel exciting again, instead of heavy. And the final layer of the Fool tells me that May-June mark your personal timeline reset. You leave something behind and step into a new identity. Your confidence rises not because you know everything, but because you trust yourself more. Your fourth card is the Queen of Swords, overseeing July and August, and this is your turning point of clarity. These months sharpen your intuition, your decisions, and your boundaries. You're no longer swayed by emotions or outside noise. You see through people quickly. You understand motives, red flags, openings, and opportunities without confusion. The Queen of Swords makes you strategic, focused, and emotionally clean. You express yourself clearly and make decisions that elevate your future, instead of repeating your past. A deeper layer shows major planning happening in these months. You may map out a long-term goal, financially, professionally, or personally, and your sense of direction becomes sharper than it has been in years. These months bring discipline, structure, and inner stability. You're not reacting to problems, you're solving them before they happen. Your efficiency increases. Another layer shows relationship dynamics shifting. You see who is aligned with your growth and who isn't. These months may bring a necessary conversation, a boundary, or a truth you've avoided speaking. You handle it with grace, clarity, and power, and the outcome respects your growth. And the final layer says July-August are your months of mental mastery. You move through life with more precision and less emotional noise. You claim your authority. And if you want a full personal year-ahead roadmap, career, love, financial patterns, destiny shifts, karmic cycles, timelines, and warnings, your complete 2026 private forecast is available for $155. Your fifth card is the Wheel of Fortune, covering September and October, and this is where your luck turns. Life begins shifting in big ways. Changes you didn't expect, opportunities you didn't chase, solutions you didn't even know you needed. Something that felt stuck suddenly moves. Something that felt delayed suddenly arrives. These months bring alignment, synchronicity, and divine timing at full speed. A deeper layer shows that these months correct a past pattern. A karmic loop closes. Someone who once underestimated you becomes irrelevant. A door that never opened suddenly swings wide. You feel the universe supporting you more directly, as if something clicks in the background. Another layer shows a positive disruption. Something changes quickly, but for your benefit. You may shift directions, environments, or relationships with surprising ease. The wheel accelerates events for your highest timeline, not your comfort zone. And the final layer reveals that these months mark a destiny pivot. You begin moving toward a version of your life that once felt impossible, and everything begins aligning faster than you can process. Your sixth card is the Page of Cups, bringing softness to November, a month highlighting emotional renewal. You reconnect with joy, creativity, or someone meaningful. You feel lighter inside, more expressive, more open. A message, an invitation, or an emotional opportunity arrives, something gentle but impactful. A deeper layer shows intuitive messages guiding you strongly this month. Dreams, signs, and synchronicities become louder. You understand something emotionally that you've been trying to ignore or rationalize for too long. Another layer shows new emotional beginnings, a fresh connection, a reconnection, or a shift in how you relate to someone important. November reminds you that not everything meaningful has to be heavy. And the final layer says November heals you. It restores a lost part of your emotional world and brings tenderness where you once protected yourself too tightly. Your seventh card is the Emperor, ruling over December, and this is where you stand unapologetically in your power. You make a major decision this month, something that shapes your 2027. You take charge of your direction with calm authority. People notice your confidence. You feel grounded, composed, and in full self-leadership. A deeper layer shows stability entering your life, financially, emotionally, or professionally. You claim a higher role or step into a responsibility that proves how much you've grown. Another layer shows emotional balance. You detach from drama, refuse chaos, and choose peace without isolating yourself. You operate from self-respect, not defensiveness. And the final layer of the Emperor tells me that December marks the moment you realize you didn't just survive 2026. You mastered it. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if this reading aligned with your spirit. Your support helps this message reach the Libras who need it most. Your final card is Strength, the energy wrapping your whole year. It shows resilience, courage, and emotional maturity becoming your defining qualities. You move through 2026 calmly, confidently, and with a deeper trust in your ability to shape your own life. You realize that your softness is not weakness, it's wisdom. Your firmness is not rigidity, it's self-respect. Strength tells me your entire year is about stepping into your true power without force. And your affirmation, I trust the timing of my life, and I rise into every version of myself that 2026 is ready to reveal.